All right. Today's going to be a bit of a different video. Um, it is related to mycology in a way, but you may not see the direct uh, relationship until a bit later in the conversation. But I've been asked by a few people, thankfully, um, when my next book is coming out because they really like the first book. Uh, it's great. Makes me really happy. Um, so my next book is already in the works, and it is more socially oriented. It's a book I've had in mind for many, many years, and I feel like I'm being pushed to write it now. But I want to tell you just a little bit, kind of like a sneak peek, tell you a little bit about what it's going to be about. Well, I'm not really going to tell you what it's going to be about, but I'm going to give you one of the themes that's going to be in it. And it is related to the project. Um, I've talked a little bit about why I'm doing this and my inspiration behind it and my motivation behind it. And, uh, and this is related to it in a sense. Economy. Why do I have to charge for the course? Why don't I just give it out for free? I've talked a bit about this. People expect to pay for it. People don't take free things um, as seriously as if they have to pay for it. They think that the more expensive, the more important, or, all that crap that comes from our upbringing in this pay to live society. Um, this is not the natural economy. The natural economy is the gift economy. If you think back to our tribal times, tribes don't charge other tribe members for food or anything, literally anything. Let's take the Native Americans, for example. When a couple got married, got together, decided to be a pair, the rest of the tribe worked on building their teepee where they were going to live. Um, it was a community affair. It was important. It was a milestone for the couple, and it was a chance for the community to come together and help each other out. It was a gift. The couple did not have to pay for it. Of course, the couple probably helped in the building. In some tribes, the women built it. The men didn't even build it. But in other tribes that did not have teepees, that lived in huts, for example, my ancestors, the Taino Indians, they lived in huts. And the tribe built the hut of anybody that needed it. Again, it was a community affair. It was community coming together to help whoever needed it. Uh, it was a gift. Everything was a gift. There was no money of any kind, not even seashells or stones or pebbles or nothing. Um, they didn't barter. They didn't trade a trinket for a fish. None of that crap. Talking about the Tainos here in Puerto Rico and the islands around. Um, so we have been bullied and brainwashed into believing that if there is no exchange, it's wrong. I've read whole books on it where if I give you something and you don't give something back, I'm even hurting you because I am depriving you from giving an exchange to me, and that puts you in a bad situation, which I believe is total freaking bullshit. It's never been done that way until modern times, and it's been done by the few at the top that want to take advantage of the many at the bottom. So the gift economy or the gift culture may be more appropriate, more appropriate term, the gift culture. Like Terence McKenna famously said, culture is not your friend. Why? Because culture is controlled, indoctrination and education by whoever's in control of the social structure. So this crap about you have to work to live, you have to pay to live is new and is bullshit and is unnatural. And now that AI is being developed at a super high pace, um, everybody's trembling in their boots about how it's going to affect the economy. People are going to lose jobs and all this stuff. It's gotten to a point where people believe intrinsically that their actual, not even their worth, that their actual being, their identity is their job. It's like if people don't work, they won't have an identity. They will go into despair and kill themselves and all this crap. Did How did you feel when the pandemic hit and we were getting free money from the government? I didn't feel like I wanted to kill myself because I was getting free money and I didn't have to work for a few months. The opposite. A lot of people I know scaled back on their work, changed jobs, started working from home, and saw how much stress they were really under. So that's just a taste. Now, the gift economy. The When we look back at early societies and how we used to do it, it was all given. Yes, there was cooperation. Yes, like I said, if somebody needed a new hut or to repair their roof or to make a hammock or a bed or whatever they used to sleep in, my ancestors used hammocks. Um, it came natural. There's even a letter from Christopher Columbus where he says that the Taino people were the most um, selfless giving people he had ever seen in his life. That they gave him gifts for no reason. He couldn't understand it. Of course, he took advantage of them and ended up practically exterminating them, enslaving them, and then exterminating them as payment for their good graces. But he couldn't even understand it. Um, Maybe it's in my DNA. I understand it perfectly, and I live it as much as I can. Another example is in my culture, children stay at the home with their parents as long as they freaking want. There's adults living with their parents, and nobody kicks them out. And that is seen by especially American culture as wrong and hurting the actual child and whatever. In most American and some European cultures, as soon as the child is 18 years old and is out of high school, they are literally kicked out of their houses. They need to fess up, they need to face life, become an adult, and all this crap. When I was 18 years old, I had no freaking idea about what I was going to do, how, why, anything. I did leave at around 18, and it was a disaster. Um, I learned a lot, and it was a disaster for a few years until I figured out what I was doing. It was a good thing eventually, but it's not common. My dad was a lot stricter than most Puerto Ricans. Me with my children, I give freely. I never expect them to pay me for anything. Shit, I brought them here. They didn't ask me to come here, so it's all my fault. Anything that happens to them is my fault. I brought them. I brought them here. That's it. Why should I now expect them to pay for their crap when they didn't ask to be here? That's just another example. But the gift economy, which is just giving things freely, um, is to me the only way to do things. And it's going to be a theme in my book, in my next book. The There are very many variations of different economies that have been tried. Time banks, or where time is the currency, and it's kind of social in the sense that if you put in an hour of work or I put an hour of work, if I was an engineer and you are a landscaper, that doesn't mean that my hour is worth more than yours, or the other way around. If you're a doctor, that doesn't mean that your hour is worth more than the plumber's hour. Because let's face it, if you're a doctor and you don't know how to unclog your clogged up toilet, how much are you willing to pay to have somebody deal with that shit? Literally. So why is your, oh, I'm saving lives? Yeah. So I'm more important than you? Who's more important? Let's say that same doctor is got a freaking piece of meat stuck in his throat, and he doesn't have anybody to unstick it from him, and the janitor is in his house. Should the janitor start charging him doctor fees to unclog his throat so he can breathe again? That should be fair. I'm saving your life. I'm not a doctor, but how much is your life worth? That would be an interesting situation. Unclog it, and then the plumber could say, "You owe me $200,000." What? Well, how much is your life worth? I came here to unclog your toilet for $45, but well, they charge pretty steeply now, the plumbers. I'm gonna charge you $100 for the toilet, but 200,000 for saving your life. So that could be an argument. Who puts value on things? Who puts value on a life, on time? How come my time is worth less than a doctor's or a freaking lawmaker or judge? Or again, that judge needs his life saved and I'm there to save it. Am I going to charge him $1,000,000? Maybe I should. um Gift economy. I give so much of my time. Just look through the comments on my YouTube videos, and I do it selflessly. I do not expect anything in return. I do it because I believe it's the right thing to do. I enjoy doing it. It makes me happy. I don't do it expecting even good karma in return. It's a belief I have that the more I help, the better my life is going to be. But I don't even do it because of that, because I could not harm anybody and get some good karma that way and stay at home and not help anybody. But where's the joy in that? Where's the joy in let's say I win the lottery and I have 10 million bucks in my bank account, and I live with all, I wouldn't live in a mansion, but I live somewhere in the boonies and have everything I need, and I don't have to interact with anybody. Where's the freaking fun in that? Why would you? Why would I? Why would I not teach what I know, not just with mycology, but with many other things? I've learned a lot of things in my almost 60 years of banging around in this planet, in this life. When I die, it's going to be lost. It's not in a hard drive somewhere where people can access it. They can't access my brain. But with a course, even when I die, I have left instructions to set it all for free and try to keep it and maintain it.